Remove the pulp, parchment. Is it cool? Is it perfect? I'm gonna scoop some for you guys for so many.
ジャンボプラネットピーポージャーニー、日本から飛行機で約20時間以上、アフリカケニアに来ました。このチャンネルではここでのローカル体験や人間観察の模様をお届けしていきたいと思います。実は世界最高品質と言われるケニアのコーヒー、今回はケニアで100年続く東京ドームなんと17個分のコーヒー農場に来ました。そこで毎日コーヒー7杯飲むコーヒー大好きコーヒー農家のスタンリーにコーヒー農場を案内してもらいながら、コーヒーがどうやってできるか教えてもらいました。これを見ると毎日のコーヒーがもっと美味しくなるかもしれません。それではコーヒーの旅へレッツゴー。
I also have the green and I also have the black one. In the same tree I have different colors here, you see? So from green to red it takes 9 more months to mature. 9 months. That's similar case with a human being, the pregnancy. Now here we have 3 stages. You have the green, which is not ripe. The red one, which is the proper coffee. And the black one, which is the overripe. They'll be white flowers, so they just bloom and open. Yeah. All these will be white flowers and then bloom, open, form the white flowers. So within 1 week, the white flower will fade off, leaving behind a small green coffee. Every 9 months, you get a new harvest. 9 months, you get a new harvest.
How long does one of these take to grow to this height?
Up to that height, it takes around, let's say, 4 years to 5 years. So by growing coffee, you have to be very patient.
Wow.
So if you're not patient, you can't do coffee. So you can just imagine doing inputs only for the last 4 or 5 years without any outputs. You have to be very patient. Do you know the origin of coffee, where coffee was being discovered? Which country?
Colombia?
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
Good, yeah.
Really?
So coffee was actually discovered in Ethiopia. And it was discovered in the 16th century by the Yemen people from Arabs. And that's why we have the word Arabica coffee. But in Kenya, it was actually introduced back in the year 1893. Now, while harvesting the coffee, the pickers, they are supposed only to pick the red ones only and leave these ones on the tree. But sometimes they pick it very fast and they end up picking these two. So if they pick the green and the black one, we don't throw it away. We still process it as low-grade coffee or low-quality coffee because it was not harvested at the right time. But for the red one, it's the proper coffee. So if you ever find spiced coffee or flavored coffee, automatically that's bad coffee. Because coffee on its own has its own flavor. You see? Now, what makes Kenyan coffee one of the most expensive coffee in the world is because it's labor intensive. It's manually picked in hand. You see? And that's a contribution of Kenyan coffee being very expensive. You need for the machine is not going to be able to distinguish between the colors. It's going to flag everything. Mixing good and worst quality coffee. But for the Kenyan coffee, it's manually picked with hand. And these pickers, they are paid by the number of the lead buckets they fill. So if they pick these two, no payment for this one. Because if you pay them this one, now you're going to motivate them picking this one. And then you're going to destroy your quality of your coffee. So the best picker here in Kenya can pick like, let's say 8 to 10 buckets a day. And 1 bucket is like 15 kgs when filled up. That's 150 kgs of coffee in a day. How many buckets can you fill? Yeah? Remember just picking only the lead ones only. So in terms of quality-wise, Kenya is ranked one of the best coffee producers in the world.
In the world?
Kenya, yeah, quality-wise. And that's why you find most of these countries I mentioned, they like purchasing Kenyan coffee so that they can blend with their coffee. Now, there are 3 things in consideration you have to put when growing coffee. 3 things. Number 1 is the altitude. The higher the altitude, the better the coffee. So coffee requires an altitude of over 1,400 meters above sea level in order to do very well. Now currently we are at 1,750 meters above sea level. Number 2 is the topography. And number 3 is the type of the soil. You can see the type of the soil is reddish. So this is a deep lead volcanic soil. And this is the proper type of soil to grow coffee. Now any idea the largest consumer of coffee per capita?
America.
US number 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
number 1. Wow.
Yeah. It's a very small country. So hint here. So it has a population of less than 5 million people.
What, really?
Yeah.
What country is that?
Where is
Is
that?
it a no country?
Yeah.
Coffee addicted.
Finland.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah. So Finland is a very small
I
country.
had Poland in mind. Not good enough.
With a population of less than 5 million people, but they consume 1% of the total production of coffee in the whole world.
Really?
That's crazy. Now remember in Finland, they only get only short hours of daylight. So most of the hours is dark. Yeah? They're also the largest consumers of alcohol as well. Both coffee and alcohol. They must be very depressed. What do you think?
Yeah.
But do you know it was ranked one of the happiest countries in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah? I think coffee makes them happy. It must be a happy country to live in, yeah?
Yeah.
So during the day maybe they have coffee and then at night they have some beers, yeah? Or some alcohol, yeah? Now this farm started in 1920s.
Wow.
1920s. So you can just imagine from 1920s to today they still produce coffee. So you can see we have the tree, it's called a coffee berry. So all these are coffee berries. Now once I pick it from the tree, I'm now having a coffee cherry. Now once you remove the pulp, like this one, yeah, I'm now having a parchment. These are now the parchment. Parchment. Berry on the tree, you pick it, cherry. You remove the pulp, parchment. So inside this parchment, you have another area which is called a husk. You remove the husk to have the green coffee inside. And then you roast the green coffee to have the roasted coffee beans. Now, two gradings in coffee. Now, the first grading of coffee happens in terms of the density of the parchment, the weight. So you put some water, the heaviest parchment is going to sink at the bottom. Now, the second grading of coffee happens in terms of the size of the green coffee, concentrated in terms of flavor, aroma, acidity, and everything in the coffee.
I know, that's very different.
Parchment, I mean the cherries inside, and then now you see the grinder here. It's a disc for removing the pulp. So the pulp is being removed at this point and then dropped out. And now the parchment, these ones will now coming from this point and then this point. So you can see the sugar.
Oh.
Yeah? So what you do here, you pour the parchment inside and then you have to put some water halfway, because water acts as a catalyst. It helps in speeding up the rate of reaction. You wash it and then take it on the bed to dry. These are all parchments. You do your first grading, you bring them on the bed to dry for 21 good days. So the main reason is because coffee contains 45% of the moisture content inside. Now we have to reduce that moisture content to around 13%, so that the 13% is now going to assist us during roasting the coffee after. Maybe right now it's warm or it's sunny. The next minute is raining. So if you don't attain your 13% after 21 days, you'll correct all your parchment and then take them inside the coffee factory. And then you're going to dry further using the wind. But drying using the wind is a bit more expensive because you have a lot of power from that point. So preferably, most people do prefer using the natural method. This is green coffee. And then this is the husk I just peeled there. Different terms with different stages. The parchment will be carried up by this conveyor cups up to the herring machine. Now the herring machine is the one which is responsible for the removal of the husk. It will not be scrubbing the husk. The husk will be removed, thrown outside. Now the green coffee will come here to the final process in terms of size. In terms of the size now. Now here we have a couple of grades I never mentioned. We have a couple of grades I never mentioned. We have the E. E is the biggest bean, but extremely very fine. It's called the ear size of the elephant. This is why they are being stored.
Wow.
Yeah, they are being grown from the factory outside, and then they're stored inside. So today we're going to do P1 of AB. P1 of AB, yeah? Sample roaster. Basically, this one is for roasting small batches of coffee. So each drum can take like 500 grams in each drum. So it's like 1.5 kgs at a time. Oh. So this one is basically for cupping the coffee. So we taste, if the coffee is good, now do the mass roasting in the bigger machine there. Yeah? Can you see the color has changed? You see?
匂うコーヒー。
全然浅い。大豆とかなんか豆シール。
You scoop the coffee inside and then you keep on smelling. because at different stages of roasting the coffee will keep on smelling differently. Also, you'll also keep on looking using your eyes because of the color change. The coffee will keep on changing the color. And number 3, you also keep on listening because coffee keeps on popping different like the popcorn. So you smell, you look, and listen. Now, once you attain your desired profile, you just open it from this point and then pour your coffee down. So this is a mixer, and down there we have a cooler. The more you roast the coffee, the more you reduce the caffeine inside. The darker it is, the less the caffeine. The lighter it is, the more the caffeine. Most people think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Now in medium roast, you can achieve balanced flavor, balanced aroma, and balanced caffeine. Just a few seconds. So you can just pick one each. Shake, shake. Let's go the outside. Keep shaking. Let's go the outside.
Keep shaking.
Nice. So you're gonna drop them inside here?
This?
Yeah. Good. Yep. Nice. Nice. Thank you. Now I want you to help me do this. Shake, shake. And then, make a try.
Spill them.
Do this.
Just as I was saying I would do.
No, don't worry.
I'm not laughing because I'm next.
Don't worry. Okay, that's all. At the end, and then you can be able. Easy.
Easy. So easy.
Yeah. Yeah. So these are the two common type of roast profiles we work, medium and dark. I'm gonna scoop some for you guys for the souvenir. That's right.
Like コーヒーじゃないみたいなね。
お茶って感じだよね。
最後にはコーヒー農園が眺められるテラスで美味しいコーヒー片手にリラックスした時間を過ごせて最高でした。今日の皆さんの一杯がいつもより美味しく感じられると嬉しいです。最後まで見てくださって本当にありがとうございます。これからも世界一周ローカル体験人間観察の旅をお届けしていきたいと思いますので、高評価、チャンネル登録よろしくお願いいたします。